Hi, this is Sonya Stewart, and this is the first time I've put together an audio, just expressing what I think about the musical soul journey. So what do I mean about musical soul journey? Well, I realised I had a gift at 5 years old, and for some reason I could play the piano. And things gradually developed from there, and I met people along the way that influenced that musical journey. I ended up playing piano and various things, recording studio I ended up working in. I did various things. Each time, anything I did, my creativity, the music side of things never left me. I met various people along the way, very talented people. And I also learned a lot along the way, from being creative to learning about people, relationships, music, the music industry. I've had a lot of revelations, things I've learned that I wasn't aware of. And maybe something I say can affect someone's journey. So what do I mean about the soul journey? Well, we're all on a quest to find ourselves, to find our inner truth. And what I learned is that when you're younger, growing up, everything from school to friends, family, film, music, books, all influence your journey. You could say it's a kind of mind control, because by the time you're a bit older, you see that your decisions have been created from those influences. So when you look at where you are, you realize that those decisions you made have placed you where you are. And of course, you can make different decisions again. No one really teaches you that along the way. Nobody teaches you life experience. Life experience is what we gain. Now, music has never left me. It's always been there. Even if I work in normal jobs, it's always been there. And the creativity that I've developed over the years, and how I've self-taught myself and had help from others, all helped me to be where I am now. So I also learned that, some talented musicians may never reach that pinnacle of fame because they might not fit into a certain formula. And that in a way can make music very modified to suit a formula. But real music comes from the artist, the creator. And when that gets edited and changed, lyrics, etc., it no longer becomes part of that creator's creation. And I think part of being original. Yes, you can have help and advice. I've had some constructive criticism along the way, and I've learned from those, and it has actually helped. But sometimes it can take away the essence of the music and the creation. Sometimes things you learn along the way can influence you and can change your journey. If it's negative or whatever, in whatever form. So what am I trying to say here? That we're all trying to find ourselves. Sometimes life takes you away from your soul. As in, this is what you have to do, this is what you're obligated to do. For example, when you get married, this is all part of how we perceive what should happen in life. So you get married and you have a family, and then you look and you think, well, this is good, this is good. But then sometimes things change. And you may want something different, but you already have an established foundation. And it's great when it's good. But if it's not, it becomes a trap. Again, it's all part of a mind control. Unless you decide to come away from that, in which case there's money and all kinds of things. Kids come into it. So every one of us makes a decision in life to be where we are. And when you look back, you think, well, how did I get here? Because we made the decisions to be where we are. You are the person that made those decisions. You may have had influences along the way, but you made those decisions. So I've been through various ups and downs in my journey. I've met people, good people, bad people, people you can trust, people you can't trust. But one of the biggest lessons I've learned is about karma. Karma is basically consequences of choices. And there really is consequences to choices. But it's far better when you realise that karma is about truth. You sometimes make decisions that you don't think you've made the decision. You've been influenced to make that decision, but we're all making decisions. So if your life ends up being really not good, sometimes it's bad luck, sometimes it's bad influences, sometimes it's people in your life that's not good for you. And you have to be strong to come away from that and find your true soul self. So I didn't realise that the whole thing is interconnected. The whole music journey is all experiences. Songs is all about experiences. Bad and good. And we all have our journey to go on. We don't know the destination, we just make the decisions to go there. So I think to myself, I think everyone in this planet has a purpose for being here. whether it's to make this world a better place, whether it's to have children who grew up to make the world a better place. People need to be inspired, they need to have a reason to live for, something to believe in. When you take that away, there's nothing. Realities of life can take over, and sometimes you can be the most spiritual person, the most positive person in the world. But sometimes truths take over that you maybe don't like, or you maybe do like, and you have really happy moments, which always should be treasured. But we're all on a soul journey, and it's whether we pay attention to that soul or don't. Some people pay attention to the soul, some people don't. Some people go about their life in obligation. This is what I have to do, so I must do that, and lose sight of their authenticity, their originality. But some people live that. But either way, there can be a form of control, whatever way. It's just a choice. Music to me will always be my passion. And when you meet talented people as well, who are really very talented, these people all make the world a better place. Whether you're famous or not, everyone's contributing in whatever form they do. Some people live their life in fear, never really getting to their soul truth. They want it, they want originality, they want to be that. But sometimes influences like friends, family, workmates, people might influence you along the way, and sometimes you think, oh, well, I can't be this, I can't be that. But really, in the end, your soul's going to tell you, yes, you can be. You can be what you want to be. You might have obstacles along the way. You might have people to deal with that stand in your way. But you need to just believe in yourself, in your soul purpose, and what you believe is your soul purpose. No one can take that away from you. Sometimes in life we all need courage. Courage to be who we are. Because when you grow up, you're basically an empty template. And then you get all these influences that come into it. And you suddenly go, years down the line, you think, God, that's how I got here. My parents influenced me. Yeah, parents influence you. Definitely. Sometimes you have good parents. Sometimes you have bad. And sometimes they teach you lessons along the way that you've had to learn. Sometimes the hard way. But each and every moment all adds up to where you are today. When I look back on some of the songs I've wrote, It's all been part of my life experience, or other people's life experiences, or things that have happened in the world, and it's expression, self-expression, which is important. I've met some people that have a lot to say, a lot to offer, expression-wise, but they hold themselves back. They're not following their soul journey. They're too scared. They live in fear. They live in fear to be themselves. And yet they've got all these gifts and they're letting life block them. We all have a purpose in this life, and what I've learned along my musical journey is that I know that things are manipulated. Entertainment can be manipulated. But when you get to know who you truly are and what you truly believe, and when you start to see through the truth, you can finally be the truth. And if you're around people that influence you and don't want you to be the truth, you really can't be around them. Now, it's very difficult when it's friends and family or whatever. It's very, very difficult to do that. But there will come a day when your soul's calling is going to want that to happen, no matter what, because you're just appeasing people. And you'll never be truly inwardly happy. The most important thing is that whatever happens in life, look within. Look inside. Find out what's going on within you that's creating the sadness, the pain, the happiness. Because we all can have moments of happiness. We can have moments of sadness. We can have moments of pain. It's all part of life. It's all part of the journey. So never lose being your authentic self, your original self, even when it's music. There's so much great music out there, so many talented artists, so many talented musicians, some untapped. But some of them are the real artists, some of them have some quality material. But they have to fit a formula, a genre. I like to experiment. I want to be me. And I like to experiment different genres, try different things, work with different people. I haven't worked with much people lately, but I plan to do more shortly. But what I would say is, don't lose your originality. Don't let your craft be modified. If you think this is what you feel is right, then it is right. All the facade of what music can bring, there's a truth that people aspire to. Never let that be lost in your music and your dreams. because that's what people aspire to. People want to find their inner truth. People want to live their inner truth. And they want to be that. We all do. So nobody knows what happens in their journey in life. They go with it. But one of the biggest things to be aware of is that you're making the choices to be where you are. So whether you work in music or art or, you follow that. But stay original. Stay authentic. Find ways that you can support yourself so you can be that original person you want to be. I've learned a lot about the entertainment industry and I think it's very, very important for musicians to be able to be who they are. The music industry is going to finance you, but it will fit a formula, a chosen formula. I make music because I enjoy it. It's my passion, and it always will be. And I will keep that originality. So if you're a musician and artist, then you keep that originality because it's real. I listen back to some of my older songs. Some of them were really, really from the heart. They might not have been perfectly produced when I listen back to them. Some I don't even want to record again because they were a moment in time. And even if I didn't have much in the way of a studio or production facility, it captured a moment. So some I might not want to record again. I'll leave them as is. But I have the WAV file or MP3 file. So, the message from this recording is to stay original, be authentic. Be aware when your decisions are being influenced by others and when you're not following your own inner truth. Be aware if you're being manipulated to be something you don't want to be, or your music to be manipulated. You are the creator. And sometimes you need guidance. You need guidance from some mentors or whatever. Of course, take it on board if it's going to help improve your craft. But what I've learned is the right people around you makes a difference. Helps you make good decisions. I mean, people have problems. Wherever you go, there's always going to be problems. But there's always going to be hope, and there's always going to be goodwill, and there's always going to be that creative world. And that's the world that everyone gets inspired by. But we didn't have musicians and artists, we wouldn't have the inspiration we have today. I look at people like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna, really cool artists. Each had something to offer, something to say. And at times they didn't have it easy. They all had a fall. They had the rise and then they had the fall. And of course, when they had the fall, a lot of money could be made out of them. Which is the way it is in the industry. But always stay true to your creative self, because I think even some artists who have reached that pinnacle of fame lost the ability to choose their own creativity. It was all modified. So I think that's the message from this recording, of which I tell myself that, to stay true. Stay true to your originality. And to the messages you want to send out. Because maybe one day, that one thing you have done has helped someone. And maybe helped another. And maybe helped this planet be a better planet. For the greater good. Follow your higher good. Your higher good is your soul offering. It knows the truth. So if something doesn't sit right with you, or you see things that isn't right, then that's not your higher truth. You're going to meet people along the way. Some going to be good for you, some not. Some people are not good for themselves. Some people are destructive for themselves. Be aware of that, because they can bring you down along that journey. I met some people along the way, and I picked up they really weren't good for my journey. I sensed the negative energy. Sometimes there's even jealousy comes into it. Just be aware. Be aware of those around you. That is for your higher purpose, that's for your greater good. Anyone who has destructive tendencies, or anyone who's negative or has a hidden agenda, be aware of, because there is a lot of that in the music industry. So the message is, stay true to yourself, stay true to your originality, be authentic, follow your higher good, your greater good, follow your soul purpose. Because you don't want to be that person looking back with regret. The life that you could have lived. If you have to fight for that inner truth, then you're not around the right environment to be true to yourself. You need to get yourself into an environment where you are true to yourself. You need to get away from people if they're toxic, if they're not healthy in how they're behaving in any way. Be you and be true. That's the message in this audio recording. That's what I've learned. so far in my musical journey. There's always going to be naysayers, there's going to be people that will stand in your way, people jealous, people going to try and just say yes, whatever. Step aside and move on, because you've got to stay true to you. If people have problems with you, it's their problem, not your problem. Okay, I'm going to finish this audio recording. As I say, it's the first one I've done. I might do some more later on. But if this helps anyone, maybe someone can take something from what I've said. Maybe they're finding themselves go through experiences similar to what I've said. And maybe what I've said has helped them on their journey. So I'm signing off now.